got pretty good fish here this time now.
What you got, Keith Kelly's? Ooh, Keith Kelly's done caught a bag. Oh, that's a good one. Dr. Kelly.
That's a smart fish right there, boy.
That's a super fish. Right out in the middle of nothing. Let me hold that rod.
Get back, boy.
Let me hold it. Let me hold that rod a little bit.
Ouch, my finger.
He's about 3 pounds. 2.5.
Twice bigger than anything you caught today.
Hey, today's show, we're picking up where we left off last week. We're gonna be doing a little fishing at Rock House Farms in Georgia.
That's a nice fish.
That is. You know, Keith Kelly has a working farm, and he needed a lake for reserve irrigation. He said, if you can make it a Hank Parker signature lake, knock yourself out. Man, this thing's got it all. 3.5 years old. We stocked it with F1, and it's crazy how those fish have grown. So we're fishing with my buddy Keith Kelly on a Hank Parker signature lake, and I promise you, we're gonna catch some great fish. You stay with me. I'm Hank Parker.
4 years old, 3.5, 4 years old, not bad.
That fish right there is gonna die. You know that? He's gonna die of shame that you caught him. We gotta go back down there and tell the rest of them. You ain't gonna believe that Elmer Fudd that just caught me. He'll surely die of shame.
You up there just running the troll motor, just out boating around.
You just threw right out in the middle of nothing.
Well, I tell you where the fish were, you won't believe me.
I don't believe you. I don't believe a word you say.
Well, if catching fish don't make you believe it, I don't know what will then.
I hear you, boy. You doing it too. Good looking fish for you. Come here, buddy. Let me tell you what we're doing. We got a jig. Keith had to go to a funeral, so he'll be back in a little bit. And I decided to keep fishing while he's gone. But we hadn't talked about a lot about what we're doing. This is a Hank Parker design lake. We worked on it. There's a lot of different forage fish in here. And what I'm doing now, I'm fishing a live rubber jig with a pit boss on the back of it, and I'm swimming it along. The way the wind's blowing, they like this bait moving, swimming. And for whatever reason, these shad have been held up out here in this deeper water for the last month or two. And these fish have ran in there and spawned, and they've come back out here, and they're just out in this deeper water looking for any ambush point, any piece of wood, any log, any little drop, anything that would give them an ambush point. Pretty weak hook set. And a little better. They're just held up, and so you swim this jig and you come across that little ambush point and you're gonna get bit. This is no fun at all right here. That fish is heavier than you think he is. No, I got it. That rascal. Man, we're just catching them and 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 still catching them. Beats all I've ever done, man. Live, how many fish. I set the record here. The last time we fished here, the lake was 2.5 years old. It's now 4 years old. And these fish were fingerlings 4 years ago. They were fingerlings. They were about from my fingernail to my first joint 4 years ago. And now look at them. Amazing how those F1s will grow if they've got fertile water and a lot of different bait fish, and that's the key, is a variety of bait fish. There's gizzard, threadfin, several different kinds of brim. He's got feeders for his brim, so his brim get high protein feed. Crawfish, puts crawfish in every year. And these fish just have a variety of food and they eat all the time. Now we're gonna get serious. Oh yeah. That fish hit like a better fish. He is better. You big old dog. Oh man, he hit like a good fish, and he was a good fish. That's a big old dog. That's the fish I was looking for. Now we're gonna get bad serious. Bad serious now. The thing most people do in the South when they design lakes, they make them too deep. Anything over about 10 or 11 foot of water is a waste of water. I'm a little bit big to do that with. I love it. Swimming that jig. Oh man, that was a big one too. Woo. Big old rascal. Hey, don't go away. We finally figured these fish out, so we'll be right back. There's that big fish I lost a while ago. There's that big giant fish I lost a while ago. Thought she might be on the bed. All right. Come here, baby. I don't want to lose you. Get a still shot. Ah, yeah. Look at that. Yeah. Ah.
Hank's Show is brought to you in part by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Mercury Marine, go boldly.
What kind of calf is that, Keith? Oh, big one too. He got it, he still got it. He does now.
Spinnerbait's doing a little better
This morning. Another slow day down here. Another pitiful day. Been fishing 10 minutes.
You notice these fish are a little lighter color?
Uh-huh. You know why, don't you?
Uh-uh.
Watercolor.
This water's lighter, so they're lighter?
Yeah, and all that vegetation over all your timber and stuff in the other lake's dark.
Yep.
Those trees and those fish take that color on. Now, Keith, these fish are what, 3 years old?
These are 3-year-olds, yep.
3-year-olds. So that's a pretty sporty little 3-year-old right there.
And we have struggled a little bit with this pond. They ought to be bigger than that, but we're about to get the food source figured out now, finally.
Dr. Kelly,
What?
you need to put your hands on this fish before the day's out. You can say you handle a big old bass.
Nice.
That is a nice one, isn't it? Now you can say you handle a big one. What is the best thing you can do for a pond? If you want fish to bite, a variety of lures, then have a variety of bait fish. A lot of people will allow their pond to survive on the bass eating the brim. So they keep the brim population healthy, and that feeds the bass. But really, if you want bass to feed on different artificial baits, the whole key is to have a variety of bait fish. If you only have bluegill or brim, they get so acclimated to feeding on those brim, they won't hit anything else. So Keith has put threadfin shad, gizzard shad, crawfish, fathead minnows, and bluegill. 5 different forage fish for those fish to feed on. And those fish are real aggressive. Wasn't that cool?
He wanted it bad, didn't he?
See if he wants it again.
So where would you put the weedless? When would you run it? Just using some real weedy?
When I'm throwing in heavy cover, like real brush, treetops, trees that have fallen in the lake. I love to fish a spinnerbait in a tree. And sometimes when you got all these cross limbs, you're so intimidated of throwing it because you hang up. And the whole key to really being successful with a spinnerbait is not to be intimidated from throwing it anywhere. Put it where you need to throw it.
He hit it then, didn't he?
Looky here, boy. Look what a monster.
Would be a fat fish you shouldn't have laid out.
Oh my goodness, Dr. Kelly, if you could catch one like that, Lord have mercy. You want to take a picture and send this to Pam? Look here. Might be the big fish of the day.
Nah, that's not really a big fish.
Oh no, that might be the big fish of the day.
I'm really glad you're getting to catch a few nice ones though.
I'd like to have a glove out of my car. My hands can't take it, I'm telling you. Look at my thumb.
What about your little sore thumb? Good gracious. My thumb was wet from last night myself.
That's from catching fish. I don't know why I took half yours off.
Wish you could do that? Because I caught 4 times as many as you did.
Come on, there we got something. Ho ho! A line singer. A line singer.
Fishy today.
No, he ain't nowhere near.
Fishy today.
Nowhere near that. He ain't nowhere near fishing
Fishy
today.
today.
Hank's Show is made possible in part by Luz. Feel the difference. And by Minn Kota. Soft Science. Solar Bat. And Talon.
Nowhere near that. He's a pretty good one for you.
Fish of the day.
Pretty good one. Hey, I'm proud of you.
Oh, me.
See what, 2-pounder? 2.5?
Fish of the day. You better hold him. You ain't caught one this big.
I done caught 4 bigger than that. Maybe 5. 6.
Oh, me.
I'm proud of you though.
Finally caught a decent one anyway.
Why didn't you let me throw over and let a man get a hold of it?
Man had it first time. Self-proclaimed man.
You know, Keith caught a fish out of there this year at 3 years old that I'm gonna say is a little better than 10 pounds. We did not weigh the fish. Biggest fish of the day by far, woo! Look, he's got you Cinco in his mouth. He's got you Berkeley Cinco. And then the fish I caught today was probably 8 to 8 1/4. And Keith, he can't stand it. He can't stand it if I catch one bigger than him.
I'm happy for you.
Woo! So it's his pond, and he's going to call how big the fish is. But let me just say now that he's not here, and I edit, I always win.
Man, finally caught a decent fish.
Well, folks, thanks for being with us today. We have sure enjoyed having you. My buddy Keith Kelly, he came along just to watch. I'm sure he got some great tips from the day. One day he'll be able to go out on his own and catch one. My fish was 2 pounds, 2 pounds bigger than the biggest fish he caught. So I beat him by 2 pounds. Oh, I don't know that he'll be able to catch one like that or not, but he'll be able to get one. I probably beat him. No, don't let me say probably. Since it's my show, I beat him consistently across the board by 2 pounds on every big fish he caught with one of my big fish. So I'm the kingpin, I'm the big daddy, I'm the man. I won fair and square.
That was a good one.
I caught the biggest fish, and he can't stand it. Biggest fish of the day?
That was close. Not quite, but it was close.
You still got me beat. But it's fact. My show, I call the shots. My fish were all bigger than his fish.
Okay.
All right, there you have it. Way to go, Hank. Sorry, Keith. Next time, if you want to beat me, get your own television show.
Wow. Beat me a little bit, did you? So you caught the most, right? No, just the biggest?
Just the biggest. He'll love this, I'm sure of that.
Who caught the first and the most? I caught the first.
You caught the first.
I did.
I don't think so.
You know so. Before the camera went on, I caught the first.
That don't count. Here you go, Keith. Yee-haw. Hank. Keith. Hank, you got it.
I didn't say about what counted. I just said I caught the first fish.
Well, no,
I caught the first fish yesterday. I caught the first
I
fish.
caught the first fish.
And the biggest fish today and yesterday.
I tell you what, you would never believe that lake is only 3.5 years old. It's crazy how those fish have grown, but it shows a good design, a good layout, and Keith is a stickler for doing things right. The right bait fish, everything in there is balanced. Harvest, that's the hardest part. It's taking fish out that need to be taken out. It's a balance, and you got to keep it intact, and that lake is absolutely awesome. I am so incredibly proud of it, and I take credit, but if the truth be known, it's really all Keith. Keith has managed that lake and done a fabulous job. It is awesome to go down there and catch 7, 8, and even 9-pound 3-year-old bass. That is just crazy. So I hope you enjoyed it. Old spinnerbait did really, really good. That was awesome. So all in all, it was a fantastic trip. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for being with me. Look forward to next week. Who knows where we'll be, but it'll be fun, I promise. God bless you. I'm Hank Parker.
And don't forget to visit us at hankparker.com, the place for tips, giveaways, and more.
The house needs painting, the grass needs mowing. Where's he at? Gone fishing.